Welcome back, folks. Rudy. It's my small collection of dual lands I've amassed over the last few years. I'm more of a newcomer to the game of Magic. Started in 2017. When I did start playing, I fell in love with everything Magic related. I know Magic has a weird way of grabbing people like that, you know? Wanted to learn the history, the lore, and any other little tidbit of information on the wonderful game, so I dove right into it. So naturally I looked on YouTube and stumbled across your Creepy Magic Basement Goldfish channel, and I became enthralled with the whole new side of Magic that I had no idea even existed. Don't tell anybody. First rule about Rudy's... Okay. The investment side. I ended up going a little crazy at first, a little bit, and bought every little revised dual land I could get my hands on. Gradually started to get more into the ABU side and started to buy a few random pieces along with some sealed product. That brings me here to the present day. As much as I don't want to sell these cards off, 2020 has been a crazy year, and some things just have to go. I hope that you'll enjoy these as much as I have for the last few years. After I rebound from this slight hiccup, I actually plan on continuing to stay the course, so hopefully I can one day be able to afford the big box of tacos that they can hide behind the counter with the special sauce. All the best, Dr. Vaughn. So I think what's interesting about that is you notice everybody kind of says certain things that are very similar, and some of those things are they always plan to return to Magic. Isn't that interesting, everyone? Magic has this weird thing where it always finds a way to lure you back. It's really weird. It's like once it gets in your bloodstream, it's like a virus. That may be a bad example in 2020. It's just like an addiction. Let's go with that. I feel like that was bad taste. You know, it's just like an addiction. Once you get a taste of it, you know what, you crave it, you know, as with all addictions and, you know, pleasures and endorphins and different kind of rushes and, you know, things that give you that very good feeling. You know, that's a lot of people related to this. So let's do a little conversation today. Simply put, we got some revised dual lands. We got a couple unlimited dual lands. We got an alpha over here that went through Rudy's grandfather's basement third floor washing machine. Then it was graded. And we got the storm over here in Florida with the weird weather today. So if you hear anything in the background, it's just that, whatever, tropical depression, storm, hurricane, who cares? Okay, so I think we can start with the most common here. Let's start with these revised dual lands. Not a lot to discuss today. As far as the pricing goes, yes, revised duals are probably approaching or have broken through the all-time high in pricing. Revised duals, you know, it's kind of, you know, I gotta say this though, you know, I just thought of this. Revised dual lands are that kind of thing where when we're in a bear market or prices go down, these are the cards people make fun of. Look at this, Timmy's buying revised dual lands and all these things. They think they're going to get rich and they just go down. Revised dual lands are like the punching bag. They're like the ridicule, the make fun of, the bully section of Magic. Because anytime the market doesn't do good, all the very anti, you know, every Magic card should be, you know, 25 cents, and, you know, nothing should hold value. That kind of crowd tends to, you know, these are the cards that get attacked. The revised duals. Well, dual land should be $5 anyways. $5, Rudy, should be BOGO. You know, so I always find that interesting because those are the most common things discussed and kind of the, you know, the cornerstone, the backbone. You guys know how I feel about that. So I always feel they're the best barometer of the state of I don't know, evil investors, collectors, and of course the beautiful 3% young ladies in the world of Magic. I always felt they're a good barometer of the health of kind of vintage Magic. So as far as the cards themselves in this video, it's very interesting. Some of them are pretty nice. Nothing minty where I would like actually grade the cards. Which was really funny though is in each one there's always one that has yellowing. You know, I always thought that was kind of interesting. So this guy's batch, the top card is the yellowish one. You can kind of see the top one has more yellowing. The other ones are white. You see how there's actually more of a yellow staining? Either that could be from some sort of oxidation or some sort of, you know, UV or sun exposure or poor storage or, you know, maybe at a smoker's home at one point in time. Same thing with these. On this one particular scrubland, this one here has got more of a yellow tint. I don't know if that comes through on the camera though. But overall, again, you know, a bunch of light play, some MP, but mostly light play, slight play, revised duels. Nothing really too dramatic there. I want to jump over here though. Let's jump to these three unlimited edition dual lands. I know people are going to, you know, I'm going to go ahead and target this guy. You guys know I'm not a fan of signed cards because, again, everybody taxed Rudy with signed cards, and I got caught, signing my own cards and forging everybody's signatures and all that stuff. My basement, and I have a whole army of like 45 forgers, and we do fake oil paintings, and we do fake signatures, and I got caught at that. But cards like this, I prefer still to be non-signed. I always feel that a non-signed Magic card long term has more value, and I don't know, holds up better, or they're more sought after because you have a bigger pool of audience and people who would be interested in the card. So, even on signed cards, I kind of always value all signed cards at light play condition. I don't pay, gem mint, minty condition for signed cards, period. I just don't, if somebody wrote on the card, it's not a gem mint card. Just my opinion. So, and then of course we got now the unlimited edition dual lands. I want to take a moment and kind of poke at these. I'm very surprised that unlimited edition dual lands are still kind of at the cheaper price point than I thought they would. Like percentage-wise, revised duels percentage-wise have been going up more than unlimited dual lands, which is fascinating because the quantity of the supply is literally like 10 to 1 on these things, The print run of unlimited versus revised, you can't even compare the two. It's not like it was double or triple. It was like a 10x difference, Looking at you guys, all you internet gurus out there. 10x. Ooh. Okay. So, it always makes me laugh. But, I'm very surprised unlimited cards. White bordered cards as a whole still remain relatively cheap. Now, I know there's no Power 9 or anything purchased. It's a very small purchase, but it was a good conversation today. But it's interesting is now the Power 9, the 5 Moxins and the Lotuses and the blue recall actions and, time walking and twisting and, they seem to be having some stronger upticks though, even for white borders. So that's been pretty interesting, but I still feel if I had to pick between all these three actually excite me a lot more than all these. Like, if I had to pick between buying this or that instead of the whole collection, I would actually prefer to buy this. And these revised duels are more something I just believe in, and until they really hit my personal whisper price in the future, I'm going to keep buying them until they hit a certain price point. And the fact that they're just not there yet, I'm going to keep buying them. As far as the unlimited goes, that's a very special thing. They're very, very different. You can't even compare the two. I mean, how can you even compare? Look at the eye appeal difference. And I know Volcanic Island's kind of the dark print version because, in Unlimited, they're all stupidly... Actually, even the beta was super dark. They're all super dark. But, I mean, the colors and the darkness on that is so much more... Just the pleasure to the eye is just second to none there, everybody. It's unreal. And again, even Plateau. The fact of the matter is that you even have different artwork and the coloring is more bold and those rich, dark colors are just gorgeous, man. So, I mean, I just feel Unlimited is just severely underappreciated. I don't know why it's been that way. I can make a guess. I feel like the people who have the larger amount of resources and they're trying to collect or invest big into actual Magic, they want the black bordered old school. They want the alpha beta. They want the king of the kings. They don't want the white borders. The black was always going to be king over the white ones on here because even though Unlimited has beautiful, darker, bolder, richer colors, the black border cards it is what it is, folks. They're the best. It is what it is. So, all right. So before we ramble too much here, let's jump over to this guy. We have pretty well-loved. I know it's kind of tough to see in the case there, but it's extremely well-loved. 6? What's the surface? A 5? I mean, you got literally almost bented corners there. This thing is look at that corner. Holy smokes. So you have a very well-loved Alpha Bio. It's still an Alpha. Print run of 1,100. Probably the amount still in existence, 500, 600? The amount that are actually in good condition, 10% of that. Any card that's an alpha rare, at the end of the day, it could look like crap or it could be gem mint. It's still an alpha rare. It is the rarest of the rare. It is the king of the king. And again, even bad condition, I still think it's highly sought after. And it needs to be appreciated. So again, anytime I see even bad, poorly, heavy played, nasty things like this that literally have, corners with literally bent part, the black is literally missing. Look at that thing. Holy smokes, look at that corner. It's still, I actually, on cards that are usually graded less than 7, I usually actually crack the case. If it's 6 or less, I usually crack the case, or it'd be something that if I was considering selling it, I would actually leave it as a low grade and just actually so people know it's authentic online. If they didn't know who you were, if you were selling on a new eBay account or if you were a new store or something, even just the fact it's graded will add that credibility. Even if it's a poor grade, at least a player will buy it, break the case, and know they have an authentic card if they're not very familiar with kind of diving into that sector. So that's just kind of my speech with that. So let's jump over to the Alpha Ice Storm. Now, this is a PSA 9. Now, this is actually a mint card, which, side note, for those of you still watching, remember, just because this is excellent to mint condition, please do not go by those words. This is not excellent or in mint condition. It's just a lingo for grading. Please do not, I don't reply. I literally can't work with people when people say, Rudy, I've got a bunch of alpha cards that are all in excellent to mint condition. Oh, what are they all graded? They're all graded BGS and PSA 5.5. Okay, bro. Those are not I'm not gonna pay you mint condition prices because it says mint in the corner. That drives me crazy. I can't stand how Beckett puts those words under there. That is my biggest pet peeve with Beckett. It is the most inappropriate, false sense of understanding of what the card's condition is. Why they do that, I'm assuming it's a marketing ploy. I'm assuming. Now, by the way, when you get to actual Beckett that's 9 or 9.5 gem or 10 pristine, those are actual very accurate because that actually does represent the condition of the card. I just hate the lower grade names. It's terrible. PSA is just as bad. They'll do the same crap with when it's grade a 5 or 6. They'll put excellent to mint condition. And I'm like, no. There's a hole and there's the taco sauce at the bottom. That's not excellent to mint. All right, I'm done rambling. Sorry, everybody. So this is an actual mint card here. This is actually truly mint. The worst part about this card is it's got a slight off-centering from left to right. And whoop-de-doo, don't even care. But look at those corners. And these are alpha corners, which are super difficult. That is true mint. Look at that. Look at those crisp alpha corners. That is very, very nice. And look, wait. Yep, see that in the corner? That is even. Hold on. Sorry, I know my lights are reflecting. See that in the corner? See that little flip? We even have the trademark registration alpha flip corner. So we know it's... hold on. Let me see if I can get that. You see... it's tough to do. Sorry, everybody. On the back, you should have a push down. Yeah, see that? Right there. There it is. There it is. See how that corner is pushed down? Which means it's going to be flared on the front. That's a nice trademark registration of a real alpha. All right, anyways, when you have actual mint 9s, anything graded 9 or above, I do pay a premium, and obviously you pay more than buy list and all that because it's actually true mint 9. So that is actually very exciting. Anything below 9, if it's graded an 8, to me it's no different than a near mint card. It doesn't deserve to have some special super triple premium price. But anything at Beckett or BGS, if it is a 9 or above, it does deserve a premium price for just being extraordinarily beautiful. It is what it is. So, all right, that's really all I wanted to go over. Nice little fun collection here. And just to kind of recap on that letter from the beginning, I always find it interesting that people sell their old cards to any store around the country, to a creepy guy like me in a basement, whoever, or they sell to themselves on eBay and they assume their own risk and sell each card slowly over a year and they make an extra 20% or something. Good for them. Whatever direction you want to do is cool, but it's always interesting that they always don't want to do it and they always say, one day I'm going to get them back. I'm going to come back. Everybody says that because Magic does that to everybody. Now, I don't know if new Magic is going to do that to people in the future, but as far as the Magic card, the old stuff, man, it grabs you. Once you get a passion for this crap, it never goes away. I don't care if you're 10 years old or you're 110. You're going to always appreciate it. I don't know why. It's just the human thing. Like they always say, collectors and investors, you don't teach those people, or you don't make or mold one. You're just either born with it or you're not. Because most of my family, literally, I'm the only one in my family that collects things into collectibles. Like everyone else in my family, my whole life is like, that's stupid. What a waste of money. SPYs, Vanguard, SP 500. Thank you, family of Rudy. Anyway, so that's where I stand on this. I know I'm always going to get the questions at the end of the video. 2 important things before we cut the video off. Number 1, as always, nothing in this video is for sale. Thank you for all the offers, or, Rudy, will you sell me this or sell me that? I appreciate it. I don't respond to people just wanting to buy cards from me that are vintage. Sorry. Again, it's been 5 years on YouTube and nothing has changed. The policy stands. No, I do not sell reserve list cards. Thank you for asking. I appreciate the views. Number 2, Rudy, the question I always get after these collection videos, Rudy, what do you think? Okay, you're buying even today. The prices are higher. You're paying probably double than what you were paying in March of 2020 because even the buy list prices have doubled. You're correct. I am. Because at the end of the day, you got to zoom out further. You got to look at the grand scheme of just society, culture. You got to block out the noise. You got to block out the short term, the politics, the emotions, all the swing. All that's fugazi. That's all fairy dust. That's bamboozle. That lures the Timmies in and keeps you guys wound up and emotionally detached from the important things. If you want to focus on that stuff and it's important to you, then I respect that. That's good for you, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't change anything on my end. I'm looking at this stuff and I'm staying the course, and I still believe that over the next 5 years, 10 years, and everything, I do believe people are going to look back on these videos in 2024, 2028, 5, 10 years from now, and people are going to go, oh my God, Rudy was buying dual lands for, I don't know, $200 a piece, or buying, I don't know, unlimited dual lands for $300 a piece. I don't know, whatever the numbers on there are. If check today's pricing, whatever the total came out to be. I paid a couple $1,000s for what you see here, so whatever it came out to be, I don't know. But the point is, everything's relative. And that's been a very important thing I've been trying to talk to everybody about. Where in the short term, we all have an emotional reaction. Rudy, look how good of a deal. Rudy overpaid. It's all worth zero. It's all a scam. But remember that. Block out the short-term bamboozle noise. You got to focus on the long game, folks. Just like the videos you've seen me where I have the longer discussions with everybody, in the moment, it may not feel like a wise decision or a good deal or whatever you may think, but you got to try to place yourself. You got to meditate and zoom out of your own body and say, hey, what's 5 years from now? 10 years? What if, is Magic dead? Has Wizards reprinted 48 billion things on set lists and 48 different versions of extended frames, and you literally, when you pull the card out of a pack, it changes shape like a bird and flies away? I don't know. Maybe there is no spoon. I don't know.